It's a small place, tucked into a triangular little corner on Lake City Way, plopped in the middle of a neighborhood. It looks like an afterthought. Inside is a painting, a smiling man making an offering. That man is Lewum Worsom, who shows up early to wipe tables and water plants and get things ready.
Anna, how are you?
Lewum, truly, is a man living a dream. He is from Eritrea, a small African nation bordered by Sudan and Ethiopia. It is a totalitarian dictatorship where the crimes against humanity have earned it the nickname the North Korea of Africa. That's Lewum as a child with his father, who in 1986 got out.
First, my dad left, and then 2 years later, we followed my dad, So he got out in the right time,
The family lived in a refugee camp in Greece for 4.5 years. That's Lewum on the right.
Even though I'm from East Africa, my good memories are in Greece, That's where all the giving back started for me, because I remember as a kid going to a local church and picking up food for the family on a weekly basis. And so I do remember that,
Eventually, the family was sponsored by an uncle. They left Greece and entered the United States. The family lived in King County low-income housing in Shoreline, surrounded by other refugees from Cambodia, Russia, Bosnia, and the Ukraine.
We all got here because of some kind of civil war, right? And so we have a common understanding, like, hey, we came here to make a better life for ourselves,
The building on the triangular corner used to be a latte stand, and when it became a Latin American restaurant, Lewum got himself a job.
I started here pretty much right when I turned 21.
21 years old, and they hired you as
a dishwasher.
The place is called Mojito. These days, customers start rolling in around 11, and they keep rolling in. All kinds of people, black, whites, and everything in between.
Anna, how are you? How you doing? You having a good day?
He waits tables and delivers hugs.
Hey, Mama. How are you?
Good.
Before long, Mojito is full and alive. But in the early days, it wasn't like that. Not at all.
There'll be weeks nobody come through here. We just wait and wait and wait. And then we started getting flyers. And every morning before I open, I used to go all over the neighborhood putting flyers on their door. Buy one Cuban sandwich, the second one is free.
After 12 years, something amazing happened. Lewum became a part owner of Mojito. And then, after 16 years, something he couldn't have dreamed of in the refugee camps, he became the only owner.
I ended up pretty much climbing up the ladder and buying out all 4 partners. This is my son, Dexter.
And look what has happened. The former dishwasher's restaurant is a smash hit. The kitchen is tiny, a chaotic beehive of elbow-bumping, sizzling skillets of shrimp and chicken, and a mouth-watering array of colors and aromas. The results are spectacular. Delectable explosions of spice and flavor. The reviews are over the moon.
The Paella Mojito and the Pescado Mojito are to die for. It's so good.
The El Mojito also is a classic. Can't go wrong with that. And the Pepito.
And the food, the taste, and the flavors cannot be measured. I mean, it's just amazing.
How good is the food at Mojito? So good that visiting baseball players, Dominicans and Cubans and Venezuelans, in town to play against the Mariners, ask for it. So Lewum delivers on a regular basis.
It's nice to feed the players, for the ones especially from Latin America, they're homesick. We have it so good here, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here, and that's why it's important for me to return the favor, and especially for living so long in King County Housing Authority. The whole family paying such a cheap rent, and I know somebody paid for that,
He talks a lot about returning the favor.
Whenever I call Lewum, his answer is always yes.
When Amir Azar, who owns X Stadium, hosts a fundraiser like this one for the Maui fire victims, the food is taken care of by Mojito. For 13 years at Thanksgiving, Lewum and his team have fed low-income seniors who have no one. All people are Lewum's people.
I make fun of him about it all the time. I'm like, bro, you're so culturally in touch. It's crazy. This man, he's touched with the whole community.
A man from Eritrea who fled to Greece, running a Latin-flavored restaurant in Seattle. Luam is living a dream, all right, the American dream.
We mom and pop's restaurants, we're here to stay, you know, and sometimes, you know, you hear the Tom Douglas, you hear all these other restaurants, but I just feel like the mom and pops that put all our eggs in one basket, you know, we're here to stay and we have something to say too, you know.
It is, of course, firmly rooted on Lake City Way. Places like Mojitos, people like Luam Wersum, are bigger than a place. They are of the world. They belong to and celebrate the world. Cuba and Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and Peru, but also Eritrea and Greece and low-income housing in Shoreline. All of it is found in a tiny triangular corner restaurant where people are just people, and flavor is king, and everybody is family.